I'm gonna say this in the best possible way, and this is actually gonna loop to the beginning of the recording. When I saw the B-roll footage, I thought you were a fucking serial killer. And then we had this nice discussion, and I'm like, well, either I am a serial killer, or this guy's pretty cool.
I don't get bothered by it.
Well, yeah, you're used to it, so you're used to all of the eyes staring at you.
I guess I'm used to that.
Oh my god. Hey guys, I found this incredibly amazing Care Bears collection over on the Care Bears subreddit, and I thought, I need to talk to the guy who has this collection. I thought up a couple of questions, I just wanted to go through them with you today. Number one, what the fuck?
You know, it starts like any addiction does. It started off really small, and then like it grew really slowly, and then honestly, there was one day about like just under 2 years ago where my collection went, it's a decent size. To oh god, it's huge now. Oh god. It's slow. Believe me, it slowed down a lot this last year. But like, there was just a time where I went from like, you know, I had a good number, and then it doubled in a week, and I was like, oh, okay.
Tell us about yourself to our audience. Like, you know, what's your name? What other stuff do you do? That sort of thing.
My name is Ryan Hunter. I actually my primary things that I do outside of just working a normal job is I play Super Smash Brothers a lot. That's what the SSB in my name is. I have sides on both tournament organizing and as a player.
Who do you main?
I main Pikachu.
No, well, that makes sense.
Hence the name Rychu, Ryan Pikachu. Yeah, that's basically what I do. That's my hobbies, is playing video games and playing Smash Brothers in particular.
Nice. So I have a couple of questions. Most of these pertain to the Care Bears stuff, but eventually I do want to circle back and talk about Smash Bros.
Sure.
Cool. People often, you know, they don't wake up and think, I'm going to collect thousands of Care Bears plushies. And you did kind of touch on that. You were saying, well, you didn't start out just having thousands of them. You were mentioning you got several around last year.
It was about 2 years ago, yeah.
About 2 years ago. When did you really start collecting, and when did it become less of, oh, I have like 3 or 4, to I need all of them?
So I started, to give a little bit of backstory, as a young male, as a young male child, I'm watching these, I would watch these commercials when I was a kid for the Care Bear plushie, around 2004. And I'm being like a dumb like 8 or 9-year-old at the time. It's like, oh, I don't want one of those, and like I would actively like tell my parents, do not buy me this stuff.
Like going out of your way to tell them not to.
Yes, going out of my way to tell them not to the point where I was like, I would like pause or mute the screen, and then I realized when I got to high school, I was like, wait, no, the whole time I actually wanted one. And so I had these like, I had this pent up like desire to have one for like a solid 7 years of my life. And when I finally got money in senior year of high school, I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy my first one. And then I went to I was like, damn, these things are expensive. So I decided to start going to Goodwill and like secondhand shops, and that's where it started. That's where like I've been buying most of mine ever since. So it started off as 1 that I got from like a girlfriend at the time. Then it turned into like 7 turned 30, and now I'm at hang on. I can tell you the exact number I have.
Oh, good!
Yeah. Because as a collector, you keep track, like, I keep track of stuff, because despite what it may look like, I do try to avoid duplicates.
I did notice when I was looking through the B-roll you sent me, you have about 15 friendship bears, or friend bears, right next to each other. And I'm thinking to myself, a lot of those look like the same one. When they're like different generations or stuff like that, like different eras and when they were made, I do count those as separate, but if it's the exact same, like, I have like 8 of the exact same Good Luck Bear. Like, the exact same. That's that guy.
So. 464.
464?
Yes. So, for the first 3 years of collecting, that number was around, like, it stayed under the 150. Around June of it was either 2018 or 2019. I think it's 2019. I saw this huge lot on eBay that was like, it was like $100 for 50 of them. And these are, and the thing is that these 50 are like like if you actually, as a collector, I know like we actual value them as a collector. No, they aren't worth $100. They're worth like like $600 in shares right there. So
this happens with lots on eBay. They don't know what they have.
No, exactly. This was a collector's dream, and so I bought it, and I was like, hell yeah, and I got it. And then a week later, another lot that I bid on, which was a very similar situation, which there was like 50 and a bunch of them I hadn't had before, I also won that. So I went from 120 to like 320 in the span of a week.
Dude, that's fantastic.
That's when it went from manageable to explosion. I do plan on selling a bunch of duplicates, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But like that's essentially the story of why I have so many.
So that actually brings me to one of my next questions is, do you think there will ever really be a satisfying stopping point, or do you think there's always going to be one that you're pining after and you just want to get that one next?
See, the thing is that it's like sometimes it's like, okay, I'll be done once I finish this part of the collection. And then you find another part, another series or another set that you're like, oh
right.
Wait, I want that one too.
And Unlock the Magic just came out a couple of years back,
yeah,
so they're already.
Exactly.
I think it was Birthday Bear. The plush for that just came out a month or two ago.
Yeah, and I got that.
Mm-hmm.
Out of my reach right now, I can't grab it. But
oh, I saw it in the collection video that you sent me, so I can circle it. I'll do that in editing.
And like, luckily they're coming out with it really slowly. But it's really funny because what's actually there's actually a lot of new merch coming out right now is like Korea and Taiwan.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, and Australia in particular. Australia gets so much damn Care Bear merch.
It's always.
I know, like we come from a point of privilege here because we probably get all the merch they don't get.
Right, but it's always Australia.
It's always Australia. It's always Australia that gets the cool stuff.
Man. But there's always just another Care Bear down the road that you just have to have, right? So
I do actually have sections of my collection completed. Like the 2007 Adventures in Care Lot line, the 13-inch, I have every one of them. That's like my first selection that I actually completed. And I can be like, I don't need to buy any more.
The Adventures in Care Lot was the one that I was focusing on myself, so not collection-wise, but like show-wise, that's where I was getting a lot of my clips from. That before Unlock the Magic, that was my favorite series.
I remember you at one of the videos on skimming of yours, you mentioned it was like it's impossible to find the episode of the AICL show, and I can't tell you how much I agree with that statement. Holy, like I'm not big on the cartoon, but I tried to get when I was first starting to collect. I was trying to watch the AICL thing, and I ended up downloading torrents that corrupted my computer.
Yeah, I had a laptop. And that's happened.
Yeah, no, they weren't on Dailymotion, they weren't on YouTube, they weren't anywhere.
A lot of them are being uploaded now to YouTube, I think by the Care Bears channel, but you have to actually pay money to watch them, and you have to buy one episode at a time. It's just insanely ridiculous. But every other Care Bears, like with the 80s show, it's incredibly easy to find. Unlock the Magic, they're putting that on Dailymotion, but it's just Adventures in Care-a-Lot is so hard to find. I think Welcome to Care-a-Lot, that was the hub series from 2012? That and the Netflix spin-off, Care Bears and Cousins. I think both of those are on Netflix, so you can check those out if you want. But
yeah. But like I said, I've never been big on the cartoon. In fact, the ironic part is that the cartoons I were interested in are the ones that are inaccessible. Like, I was interested in the ICL one and the newest one. Those are the ones that just are inaccessible. You can't really... You have to... It's behind money walls.
They need to just have a box set. I'm waiting for, like, the whole season, and if I find a box set, I'm just gonna buy that. The money wall is just such a barrier. So when it comes to collecting items like toys...
No pun intended.
No pun intended on what? Sorry.
I'm
very upset.
Yes, exactly. You're welcome. You can steal that one.
When it comes to collecting items like toys or plushies, a term in the collector community is grail, as in, like, it references the long sought after holy grail from Arthurian lore. That being said, a lot of people will say, oh, this has been my grail for years, like the one toy that they need to get to complete their collection. Do you have one of those right now?
I have recently completed grabbed a few of what I would have considered grails.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can Okay, this is gonna be. Hang on, I gotta take off because it's literally right above me.
Oh, sweet.
Alright, here we go. Sorry. So, the last one I needed for the AICL line was this one. Was
Level Up Bear, yeah.
The thing about this one is that there's a lot of like collection forums and like lists of like all the bears and stuff like that, and some are definitely more common than others. The thing about this line is that not only are they probably the least popular among collectors, I don't know why, they're very different looking, and a lot of collectors are like, oh, they don't look like the 80s ones, I don't like it! The thing is, on these lists of like all the bears, Level Up wasn't mentioned. I was like, I know she exists. I've seen pictures on the internet of this bear. I know it exists. So I spent literal years trying to find this one. I eventually got one shipped from Australia. Yet again.
Always Australia! Always Australia!
Australia. I got it shipped from Australia. That was like my first grail. Like, this wasn't expensive. This isn't particularly valuable or rare. It's just you could not find it in US for whatever reason.
It's interesting.
And it was the last one I needed.
It's interesting when you talk about the incomplete lists and everything. When I was first getting into Care Bears around like 2013, 2014, before I started buying shirts and plushies and everything, I was like just trying to look up information on the wiki sites. And back then, the Care Bears wiki, the one that was like carebears.wikia.com, didn't have much information at all. It barely listed any of the official Care Bears. But God help you, it had a page on the Care Bear from the Family Guy episode that kills itself by jumping into a car. It had a page on that, but not any of the actual Care Bears.
That is hilarious. Did it also have like the very popular like don't Care Bear, the one with the marijuana symbol on it?
Oh yeah, the classic one. Man, if I had a nickel for every time one of my friends on Facebook just messaged me just a picture of that or tagged me in a photo, yeah. It's like, hey look, haha, it's funny, right? And I'm like, yeah. The first time.
It's not like I haven't seen this. Yep, first time I've ever seen this one.
Oh man, how much did you end up paying for that Level Up Bear from Australia? The shipping alone must have been weird.
I actually got it in tandem with another one. There was two that I bought that from Australia, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. If I remember right, it was like maybe 50 total between the two. That's shipping and included everything.
Yeah, that's not bad. Shipping across like from Australia to America is usually like $30 or something.
Yeah, so it was pretty alright.
It's pretty reasonable.
Which actually I should probably mention this because I don't know if you'll even ask this question, but I do have like set rules when I buy. Until recently where I've stopped trying to build up a collection. I'm trying to now fill holes. I had a rule. It was like I'm not gonna spend more than $5 per bear. So that bear? Helped me not So if there was a lot of 15, I would not spend more than $75.
Oh, okay, okay. So like $5 per bear, and if you're going through that makes sense, yeah.
So that helped me like keep a budget and not go out of control with it. So like I said, like sometimes you're like even if you're on a budget, you can go out of control.
I work at a drugstore, and around the end of Christmas season, we were selling Care Bears plushies, which is I only own 5, so what a pleb, right? Not a true collector.
That's what most people collect is around 10.
But I got 3 of them on the same day during my lunch because they were on 75% off, and it was from their Christmas lot, so it's like $1 per bear.
Yeah.
So I'm like $3. Yeah, I'm buying these 3.
Sure, why not?
Exactly. So $5 per bear. That's pretty reasonable.
And like that's for like the bear that I like collecting most was like the 13-inch.
Right.
The jumbos I spent 10, and the beanies I'm not terribly interested in the beanies. So unless it's like a new one, like a new one like you buy in store, it's $1.
The beanie ones don't really have much character to them. It's just like little black beady eyes.
Yeah, there is a couple exceptions. And actually, the exception's right here. Treat Heart.
Ooh, Treat Heart.
Treat Heart's worth like $300. I got him for like $100 in a lot with others.
I was looking at your collection. I didn't see that many Care Bear cousins, so I'm kind of surprised that Treat Heart is even in the collection.
Because they don't really make that much in the plushies. I primarily collect I don't really collect figures or anything like that. There's not many cousins.
Right, it's easier if you just have the one design and you're making all the plushies based on that design rather than all of these individual characteristics. Although I did see a Brightheart raccoon on the upper corner of one of your walls.
Yeah. So like where my wall starts, like the wall of bears, like I have a line.
The wall of bears.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the term lepidopterist?
No, I am not.
Butterfly collector, the guy who pins the butterflies into the board.
Ah.
That's how I was describing your collection to one of my friends the other night. It's like, I'm pretty sure he's pinning these to the wall. He might be nailing them. I'm not sure.
So actually,
I saw command hooks.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I either you can buy these like in packs of like 18 for $10. 18 little command hooks that hold like 0.5 pounds, which is plenty.
Right.
And then what you do is I have this sewing thread.
Okay.
And what I do is I basically tie a loose loop around the neck area. And then put them right on the hook.
So you're hanging them by hanging them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't think about it too hard. See, my thought process is that I need to get this off the floor. So
yes.
it's either you're on the floor or you're on the wall. I think it's a bit more comfortable on the wall.
Now, I think I saw somewhere in that room a bed. So one of the questions is not on my list of questions. Is that your bedroom? Do you sleep in there?
That is my bedroom, but there is a lot more that's on the floor. I set it up for the video.
Okay, cool. I was hella concerned.
I have a queen-size bed that is effectively a twin. Effectively a twin.
What's the plan for these, like, God forbid something happens to you? What's the plan for these, like, when you're not around anymore? Are you donating them? Is somebody inheriting all of these at once, or?
Hopefully I'll be old enough to the point where someone can inherit them.
Okay.
That would be the plan. I don't have anyone that I know personally that I can be like, you should have these. So, if I were to keel over right now, I guess it would go to my parents, but, like...
Alright.
This is a bit of background, is that I'm not just... I'm a collector at heart, and I blame my mother.
That's how that happens.
Because she collected Beanie Babies.
Right.
And so I grew up in a house that collected large numbers of stuffed animals. So I had the collector's genes, I guess. Yeah, so, like... I guess she would... I would say... See, I say that I would hope that she would know how to, like, sell them for a proper price, but yet again, she found a mint condition wrapped in the saran wrap copy of Super Metroid, like, Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance, wrapped in the saran wrap for condition, and she was just gonna throw it away.
Isn't Zero Mission one of the incredibly expensive ones, too?
Yes! It's like $150 sealed in the box!
Oh, we don't need this!
What are you doing? She had bought it as like she accidentally bought a second copy. Like when she thought she hadn't bought it for it, she just never threw it away. She never got rid of it, and now it's still wrapped in saran wrap, perfectly conditioned. I'm like, Mom, you just got. I always want to be like, give it to me. I'll sell it. I can do it.
I think there's maybe a fine line between collecting and hoarding, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I just wanted to ask you, like, personally, I definitely see that as a collection, but where do you draw the line?
For me, it's like I've had to slow down a lot recently because it's like I just don't know. So like, and like it's to the point where if I like, in order to create more space, I'd have to give up like being able to walk around my room. So like that's my line. When it starts harming your ability to live,
yeah,
that's when it's hoarding.
And it looks now, like,
to be honest, it's close, but I'm not there yet. And I'm also planning on selling like 50 because I'm planning on gathering my duplicates here very soon.
Oh, okay, so, right.
And to get more room.
The fact that you have like individuals, the fact that you have like the checklist, and the fact that you're well aware that you need to get rid of some of them definitely shows that you're not a hoarder. So don't get me wrong, I never thought you were. I was just wondering if you had a distinction.
Totally understand. My roommate likes to joke that I'm one mental breakdown away from becoming a hoarder.
Out of your entire collection, do you have a least favorite or a most favorite? This isn't specifically like based on the grail mentality or like which one was the most expensive, just like which one you have the most or least emotional tie to. Yeah, attachment. Yeah. So
there are definitely plenty I don't have. Because, like I said, I buy in bulk. I buy from lots on eBay for the most part. And so there's a lot of times where I'm only buying those lots to get like a few of them, and it's worth it still to just get those few and sell off the rest eventually. So I have a lot of like the claw machine ones. I don't really care for.
I know I know for a fact that Brightheart Raccoon was a claw machine one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The I don't really care about the beanies as much. Some of them I like, but not. But as far as my favorite, okay. You know, I guess I wouldn't call it my favorite. Here, let me grab it real quick. So,
I like how you haphazardly grab it by one of its legs and like swing it with you as you're walking. This one's my favorite, like my favorite child. Woo!
It's a baseball bat.
It's all good.
It's all good. So this, I don't really have a particular favorite or an attachment to a specific one. However, I will say that this one is a little bit more special. This Champ Bear.
Oh, I have that one. Holy shit.
And the reason, this is a bit bigger. This is the 13-inch version.
Well, mine's, yeah, but it's the same fluffy exterior.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, what's cool about this one is there's actually a weighted stuffed animal. I actually didn't. I bought this from a it's a specialty Etsy store called Lil Sprout Care. And what they do is they take secondhand stuffed animals, they clean them up, and they stuff them with weights and send them, and then they give it to people for like $50, $60, depending how big it is. And I was like, sure, I'm interested. Let's pick one up. And they had a Care Bear for sale. So I was like, sure, let's pick one up. And I love it.
I know that Champ Bear has some interesting backstory where he has like 2 or 3 different colorations. He was yellow at first and then blue, and
he's blue. He's still blue now. Like he went from like a brownish to a bluish. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the weighted, like, what is the intention behind weighing it down beyond just like making sure that it stands upright, maybe?
So the point of weighing it down is that I don't suffer from this in particular, but a lot of people will, like, having something that's weighted. Like, you've probably heard of weighted blankets.
Oh yeah, right.
It's an anxiety thing. It's having that weight on you can soothe people's anxiety.
Oh, okay. I just never thought about the fact that you could just weigh down a plushie and that would help with anxiety.
Yeah, they stuffed it with rice, actually.
Okay.
And it holds the scent fairly well. But yeah, so like having like that weighted, I don't quite understand how it works because I don't suffer from that myself.
Right.
At least not to the extent where like that like I would need that sort of thing. But I know people that do suffer from that stuff, and they say that having that weighted blanket or whatever is super, super helpful. It's just kind of, it's almost like a hug. It's that having that weight on you, that soft weight on you is like, it's soothing. And so that's where this store gets a lot of their revenue from, is people that need that sort of anxiety helper.
That makes total sense. And if anything, like, if you want the feeling of sort of a hug, a Care Bear makes total sense for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have any advice for anyone who's working on their own collection of really anything in particular, just general advice? Or did you have any advice that you would love to have when you were starting out?
I don't know about stuff that I would have loved to have when starting out. I just wish there was better resources for it.
Oh, totally.
So, but as far as a tip, honestly, the tip I mentioned about where I set a budget for myself very early on. I said, I'm not going to spend more than this much money on any bear. And that's only changed recently because I have a job now. So I can actually afford to spend more money on it. And I'm only filling holes now. I'm not trying to buy lots.
Right.
But I set that budget for myself. And that helped to limit my collection growth, and it helped me stay focused, being like, I'm not gonna spend $30 in this bear that I really want. I know it will come back around and be much cheaper eventually. It helped me be patient with that.
It's definitely, sorry for interrupting, it's definitely like that self-control aspect that is, I feel, the defining difference between a large collection and a small hoard.
Yeah.
So that sounds like wonderful advice, actually.
Yeah, just make sure you set limits and you set goals too. Like, that's something I didn't actually do till later. I didn't really have a goal when I started collecting. I guess that's the answer to the second part. It's like something I wish I knew. It's like I should have set a goal. Like, this is what I want to accomplish with this collection.
Right. Otherwise, it just leaves it incredibly open-ended, and you don't really know like what the point is. The checklist is really intriguing to me.
The what?
Your checklist is really intriguing to me. You said you had like a whole guide on.
Yeah, I have a notepad app on my phone that basically, I don't know how well this is going to show up on the webcam, but
it shows Shows up fairly well, actually.
It shows every single one I have and how many I have. So, like, for example, if I just go to a random spot, okay, I have one Welcome to Care-a-Lot big fluffy cheer bear. So what that means is that it's big for me, big on my list. Big means the 13-inch size. Fluffy is because they actually released 2 different cheer bears. There's one that has like the normal.
So the fluffy fabric is like this fabric, and then that's the normal fabric.
That's
okay.
The normal fabric. Yeah, or even if I get more creative with this, like one ST means like standard. It's the 2004 set is what I call ST. Glow-a-Lot Superstar bear. So one that glows in the dark. That's probably right there. That's how I kept myself from being like, oh wait, I already have all these. Like when you start getting a big enough collection, you start losing track of what you already have. So this helped a lot keep track of what I already have and to avoid buying duplicates as much as I could.
That makes sense. Okay, I have maybe 2 more questions for you. First off, What is that shirt? It's been bugging me. I think it's Grumpy Bear, but he's in a spacesuit. Oh, it's Bedtime Bear.
It's Bedtime Bear in a spacesuit.
Okay.
My actual favorite shirt right now is it's in my laundry basket, so it's not here right now. But it's Wish Bear going like huzzah, and it says emotionally exhausted on it.
I think I saw that one on Amazon for like $23.99.
Love that shirt. It's such a mood. Love that shirt.
I don't know if I've made this publicly available knowledge on the YouTube, but I've replaced all my t-shirts with Care Bear shirts. I have mostly just the Unlock the Magic ones, and I have most of them except Cheer Bear, and this is bugging the crap out of me. Cheer Bear is available in a men's 3XL in gray, or a black long sleeve 2XL, but not a black men's 3XL. And it's the only one I have left to get. And why is Cheer Bear not in a black shirt? Either I get the gray one, or I get the black one with the long sleeves that's slightly tighter and more constrained. It's just like, why?
I got all of my shirts from the Hot Topic website. Hot Topic website has legitimately thousands of Care Bear t-shirts right now. It's kind of ridiculous. I've gotten all of mine from there so far.
Oh, I wish I didn't know that. Okay, thank you. Ryan, why are you poor? Why do you have so many shirts?
I've unlocked a dark secret.
No! It's fine. Where can people find you? Or if you want to, like, drop any sort of social media links or whatever, like, where can people find more about everything that you do?
I mean, the only social media platform that I post purely Care Bear stuff on is an Instagram, and I don't keep up. I don't keep up with it.
Well,
but I will occasionally post there to the point where I don't even remember my own username. So hold up, let me find it out.
There'll definitely be a link in the description.
It's NIJP64 is what it is. I have like 6 posts on there right now, but occasionally I will post something. there. I also have a Twitter, but that's more of just like I
just
will
general information. Yeah,
I will, but it's mostly focused on Smash, and also the big thing I do is I retweet a lot of Pokemon.
I remember now. Okay, that threw me. We wanted to circle back to Smash Bros.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of controller do you use? Because I have GameCube, I have this sort of controller right here with the keyboard thing, but that's more for Animal Crossing with like the purple
I've never seen the keyboard one before.
Oh, so
that's crazy.
The keyboard you can get on Amazon for about $20, but it's got these handles. I'm using these Butterfox grips, which are a separate product that unfortunately is no longer available. And then I am completely fucking insane, so I added this yarn at the end so I can hang it on my bedpost over there.
That's awesome.
I'm super into controllers. Do you have like a notched GameCube one?
I do not use a notched GameCube controller. What I use is a it's gonna bother me that I don't remember the company. Oh my god, it's the one. It's one that like Panda Global sponsored for a while. Oh my god, it's like it's not Controller Chaos. It's another one. Battle something. I don't remember. It was 4 years ago. But I bought this controller. It's like it's a black shell. It has like rainbow colored buttons on it. The only color I'm missing is orange. I almost made the start button orange and I didn't. But I have red, blue, the A button's like a teal. The B button's still red. The Y button is like a dark green, and the X button is like a purple.
For my GameCube controller, I swapped out the analog stick with the Wii nunchuck stick, and then put the GameCube thumbstick right there. It gives a different feel because it's slightly taller, but also flatter. doesn't have the ridges. I don't know if you do the claw grip or not, but
I do. I claw my right
gotta.
hand. Actually, I kind of claw both. I definitely claw my left hand. Because I started off with
your
Smash
left
4.
hand. So
Yeah. So like I use both. I hold the control stick like I have a PlayStation controller here. Like I hold it like that. And the reason I did that, the reason I learned to do that, it's horribly unergonomic. Like I mainly do use the thumb, but occasionally I need to hit down quickly, and I will use my index finger for that. So like just hold your thumb on the control stick normally, and then occasionally like just have your index finger there. So like if you need to like hit up and then down really quickly, you just instead of going up down with your thumb, you go up with your thumb, down with your index finger.
So like.
Yeah, sort of like that. But I actually use like this part of my finger, not the tip. Like this part right here.
So like that?
Yeah, like that. That's how I hold my controller. Yeah, it's very strange. But I did that because when I started, I played Smash 4. I'm not sure how familiar you are with competitive.
Oh, I've never been in a tournament. I just think it's really funny to like use claw grip. So the thing about me is I drink a lot. And so I just tell people, oh, I don't know how to do video games, and then they're like, oh, cool, let's play Smash, and then I fucking, what's the term for pool? When you just totally just get into the zone and fuck. There's
Oh, I don't know. You go into gamer mode essentially.
Yeah, I go into gamer mode, but like only my hands, and then my face is just like. Just kick their ass. I main Bowser, so I just do a bunch of like heavy smashes. And
so I started off in Smash 4, and there was a since I play competitive Smash Brothers, there was a technique in Smash 4 Wii U, called perfect pivoting. And how you had to do that was you had to smash the control stick in one direction, and then instantly smash it back to the other direction, so left, right, and then need to return to neutral. And I found the most consistent way I could do that was with a claw grip from my left hand. That's why I use claw grip, because I had a perfect pivot a lot in that game. I also play like Melee and Project M, but
everybody plays Project M, but didn't that get banned from tourneys or something?
It got banned from streaming, quote unquote. It's
quote unquote.
It's because Nintendo hates their fans, so you know.
Everybody knows that. I mean,
Nintendo's not great to their.
I don't know if you saw, I have a whole video on this. I'm huge into Animal Crossing, so I started writing a guidebook because they have a guidebook for their Animal Crossing game, but all of the information is like outdated. So like I have all of this, I even include like drawings, but their guidebook is like $300 on the aftermarket. All the information is outdated, and mostly I just wanted like checklists to see what I have.
I have a friend who has like a giant Excel spreadsheet of like all the items that you can get from stores to keep track.
To figure out how to do the blue roses.
Yeah, that's really cool stuff. But yeah, I competitive Smash is what got me a lot of the friends that I have today. In fact, my roommate I met through competitive Smash, even though he doesn't play anymore. Like I've most of my friends I met through the Smash, so that's I mean, like my big thing.
I move a lot, so unless I can do online competitive Smash, but then at that point, like, I don't have a LAN adapter, so it would be garbage.
Not worth it. It's not worth it. Online is not. Like, I have not played this game competitively in a year because of COVID. But once tournaments start back up again, you can bet your ass I'm there.
Practicing every day with the thousands of Care Bears staring and cheering you on. Not thousands, like, what did you say, 484? 500.
Yeah. My goal in life is to be working in esports somehow. Right now, I'm just trying to like figure out how I can. COVID's really slowed that down.
It slowed a lot of stuff down, yeah.
But my hope is to be a tournament organizer. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I love doing.
Hell yeah!
Because I ran the University Smash Club for 2 years,
nice.
And I loved it. It was the thing I looked forward to doing every single week. That's what I do. If it's going back to all the way back to social media stuff, the other thing I do is I sometimes will stream. I stream at Rychu SSB on Twitch. Mainly what I do is I actually do this is gonna be an entirely left field thing. I speedrun Mario Golf for the Game Boy Advance.
Mario Golf for the Game Boy Advance. So if I recall correctly, Mario Golf and Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Advance, that was different than the N64 version. That was it was an RPG mechanic. So you play as a normal person, and then you go through all the different story campaign.
Yep.
I didn't know there was a speedrun community for that.
There is a. I don't know about Mario Tennis, but there's definitely one for Mario Golf Advanced Tour. That's the name of the game. About a year ago, I actually I was about 14 seconds off the record, and now the record, the first place in the world right now for like the main category is like a 47-minute run. Second place, second, third, and fourth place all have like 49 something run. The guy in first is so far much faster than everyone else right now. It's kind of crazy, and I'm at a low 50. So but that's my goal in the future, is actually to stream a lot more varied content. That's what I like doing. I like being in front of the crowd and stuff like that.
Totally. The vacuum is really loud right now. Sorry about that. I'm trying to mute my microphone when I can, but dang, that sounds really fucking cool. I try not to swear in the Care Bear videos, but like that much left.
Alcohol is a powerful drug.
Yeah, it's a pretty addictive drug. Let me put it in a water bottle so nobody knows what I'm doing, and then 45 minutes later... What? Yeah, I'm like pouring it in on camera. You're all hesitant, like,
What's going on here?
I'm throwing that in the video, by the way. I'm gonna come back and forth.
It's like there's like an old MLP meme that was like, "Damn these Care Bears, they drive me to drink."
You're a lot more.
I don't.
I'm gonna say this in the best possible way, and this is actually gonna loop to the beginning of the recording. When I saw the B-roll footage, I thought you were a fucking serial killer. And then we had this nice discussion, and I'm like, well, either I am a serial killer, or this guy's pretty cool. Jury's out.
I am a normal guy with surprisingly colorful interests.
Right, and that's what makes the world interesting.
Yes, exactly.